Hi, my name is Melanie Taylor-Jones, and my presentation today is on how women and men are portrayed in alcohol commercials. The introduction. First, we're going to talk about the purpose of the project, and then I'll be talking about the different reviews that I read and will be presenting. The purpose of this project. Gender stereotyping in alcohol advertising exploits sexism in our society and attempts to link products with attractiveness to the opposite gender. Historically, women have been the target of sexual objectification and stereotyping, particularly in images designed for the male viewer. There's a growing trend in advertising where men are being portrayed as sex objects as well. The project has revealed the different forms of sexualization of women and, as of recently, men in the advertising industry. The literature review. The first article that I used for research in this project was an article called An Advertisement Analysis of Alcohol Products in Popular Women's Magazines. It was published by the U.S. National Institutes of Health publication, and that was in February of 2016. And the next resource I used was a dissertation thesis by M.J. Mason entitled A Content Analysis of the Portrayal of Men in Advertising in the Gentleman's Quarterly. Her research was from 1985 to 2000, and it was published in 2003. And the research findings. So what we're going to talk about next is how alcohol are portrayed in, how women are portrayed in alcohol commercials, how men are portrayed in alcohol commercials, and then we're going to talk about what those character roles are. So the different types of ways that women are portrayed in alcohol commercials. We've got the sex pot bimbo, and that one is usually the sexualized girl. She's flirty and giggly and jiggly, and this is the typical stereotype of young, usually blonde, and she is usually just a non-threatening type of woman. The next one we have is the man-eater. The man-eater is sexually aggressive. She has kind of a harder edge to her than what the sex pot is, and is usually a bit older, glamorous, and she gets what she wants from men by using her sexuality. The next one we have is the rebel, and she is independent by being wild in a cute and sexy way. Unlike her male counterpart, the action hero, female rebels are not portrayed as being angry or aggressive, and we'll talk a little bit more about the male action hero in just a little bit. The next one we have is the prize. She is the perfect woman. She can be the girl next door, or she can be yours if you consume the right alcoholic beverage. And the last one we have is the party girl. She's always the life of the party. Everyone wants to be around her. She's fun-loving, confident, and she's always the center of attention. And now we'll talk about the different types of men that are portrayed in alcohol advertising. First, we have the strong silent type. He is always in charge. He is acting decisively. He doesn't display emotion, and he is always succeeding with the women. The next one we have is the jock, and he is, typically big and burly and masculine, and he always likes to fight other men when he needs to. The next we have is the joker. He's generally popular with all the boys, and he likes to laugh a lot. The next one we have is the big shot. He is the epitome of success, embodying the characteristics and acquiring the possessions that everyone thinks that you need in life. And the last one we have is our action hero. He's often angry, aggressive, and in the extreme, he's aggressive in the extreme, and he engages in violent behavior, as we mentioned before. And the character roles. Although each of the characters does have a different role in advertising, they do all have one thing in common, and that is that they are all sexually driven. And in conclusion, historically, women have been the target of sexual objectification and stereotyping, particularly in images designed for the male viewer. There's a growing trend in advertising where men are being portrayed as sex objects as well. And here is a list of the references that were used for this project. Again, my name is Melanie Taylor Jones, and this presentation is on how women and men are portrayed in alcohol commercials. And I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.